Hey there, this is Yugioh 5D's with Kai back again. Sorry I've been so long with actually uploading in our deck example Duel here, but I've just been really busy with the True Achievements tournament that I haven't had much time to actually and go around and actually do more videos or decks or anything like that. I've been making decks however, but I've just not been able to have the chance to upload anything but I have been testing them. So right now I'm going to show you my Inferno Tempest type deck. It works out really well. I've been practicing this deck for such a long time just to make sure it was perfect for you guys. So I'm just going to go through this duel and explain what I do, why I do it, and how things work in this deck. Right now, as I've seen, I've got Lava Golem on my hand, so that's a 3000 attack beater, and as I explained already, the circumstance that you need to be in to activate him for the Tempest has to be that you need to take 3000 life points of damage. The good thing about this deck is that it's not just a Deckout deck as much as it is also a burn deck. A lot of people that I've actually played against before haven't like this type of deck, like Deckout or burn deck. It relies on one thing really, and it doesn't really work out for both. But this, I can deck out someone or even life point drain them, or even both at some point. It's kind of crazy. Also, I've seen this as a bit of a test for my deck because he's got 60 cards in his deck. I've got 40, and I somehow managed to still win. It's great. I almost screw it up, but anyway, to the duel. I used Gold Sarcophagus as you've seen there just to get Inferno Tempest out. And in 2 turns I'm going to get back. I've got Morphin Jar in my hand, and right now I just want to summon another monster so I can get Lava Golem out in the field. And honestly, his deck for the whole Jurassic thing, never came across that before. That's new to me. I've never really seen that. So I was quite curious as to what was actually going to happen when he done his play. So he summoned the second monster. I was pretty happy at that. I was like, next turn I can use both of these cards and summon my Lava Golem and start doing some life point draining damage. The good thing about this deck, is with Reckless Greed, you don't want to just activate it the second that you even get the chance, because you're going to find yourself 2 turns and you've got no draw power and your hand's going to be horrible. I'll activate it normally when it's the start of my turn, so I'll draw 1 card and then I'll draw 2 more. But I'll only normally do that when I'm forced to, if he's going to destroy it, or if I've got a bunch of draw power in my hand. As you seen here, I basically I took a bit of damage, but I wasn't too worried. I actually also screw up here. I thought I'd lost this duel, but because I put, you'll see. I was supposed to, as I said, I was supposed to play Lava Golem, and that was my strategy. That I even thought that during the time, but I completely forgot that once you actually summon a monster, you can't summon Lava Golem. He is your normal summon. So I ended up playing Morphin Jar and then realizing this and going, oh god. But thankfully it doesn't scream out too much. I thought it does, and it looks pretty Greek for a while. But it actually works out. It's better for this example though, because I get to show you a lot more of what I actually can and can't do in this deck. So happy days. Yeah. So I also have a few monsters like DD Warrior, DD Warrior Lady, and stuff like that. Like just in case, like they're overpowering you with your own monster, like with your Grinder Golem or your Lava Golem. Like you've got this. Like you've got like something to stop it. But as I said, with Reckless Greed, normally even if I have like stall cards like Messenger Piece, I'll just play Reckless Greed on it first, just to try and get away those heavy storms or mystical space typings, because you're gonna have a heavy back row. You're gonna rely on your back row almost to kind of defend you. So you don't really want them to be able to like heavy storm you or mystical space type in your key card. So right now I was kind of regretting playing that Morphin Jar. It was pretty stupid. It wasn't a really good move. I do have a bunch of new cards and a fair bit of draw power, but I was lucky enough to get an Inferno Tempest and a Grinder Golem as well. I was like, okay, it's not that bad, but he does enough damage to me for me not to be able to use it, which really annoyed me. I thought this was going to be another one for the scraps, but as you shall see soon, I managed to pull it back in epically troll fashion. This is also my giant troll deck. When you build this deck and use it against other players, and hopefully not against me, you'll find that a lot of people rage quitting leaving or just getting abusive messages or something like that, because not many people use Inferno Tempest, even though it's a really underrated card. Maybe either people don't believe that you should take 3,000 points of damage, or they just don't know how to use the card in general. Because I got a message from a guy saying I've never even thought about using that combo before. So yeah, I'm helping you guys out try to learn new combos and new different stuff, because there's lots of necro in decks. They're all normal standard, like needleworm, like jars, it's all standard stuff. But I feel that this one is really fun. I enjoy using this deck mainly because it's different. It's so different, and it's a challenge to be able to use this, and it's also really fun to deck out all the monsters in the deck. I don't know why I use Wickabout, because he has a very strong field, and a 3,900 attack beater, and so as all the two monsters are really strong as well. I was like, okay, fair enough. So I use my Reckless Greed now because I've got more than enough draw power. So my next 2 turns, I also managed to get another Reckless Greed, which is really good. Something to keep in mind that this deck runs really fast. Like, you're drawing all the time. That I've kind of made sure that just because I know I'll be using Reckless Greeds, I want to still be able to draw even when I can't conduct my draw phase. So right now I'm just thinking, what can I do? Luckily enough, I got Messenger Piece. That kind of saves my skin also. I get a kind of Yugioh auto draw, and I managed to kind of pull it out my bum. But so yeah, I play Messenger Piece. That should stall one for a while, and I've got my Battle Chanted Locomotive guy to help me draw my next turn when I'm not able to conduct my draw phase. So I was pretty confident. Well, actually, I wasn't confident at all. I was pretty annoyed because of my last turn. But I was thinking it's not. It could have been worse. So yeah, Macrocosmos. You'll be relying on this also. Not too much though, because of the whole effect of Inferno Tempest removes all the cards in play anyway. But keep in mind when you use Inferno Tempest that I've went for this before, but keep in mind that you've also got 2 Necro values in this deck. So once you use Inferno Tempest, you'll be losing an additional 10 cards as well on top of that. So keep in mind that you really want to have either a Ghost Sarcophagus used already on a DD Dynamite or a DD Dynamite in your hand. It's easy enough to win with 1 DD Dynamite, but there is 3 in this deck just in case. But keep in mind that, just keep that in mind when you're using that card, because you can really screw yourself over. So I got another Locomotive Chariot guy. So I was like, good, for my 2 turns I'll still be able to draw. Can't complain there, can't complain at all. Still got 1 more Messenger Piece and 19 cards against 40 cards. I was like, for a Deckout deck. And right now I've got no cards removed from play. People would think this looks pretty grim, but I've used this deck enough to know that this is actually pretty good. This might take you a few turns to master this deck, because it is a pretty complicated deck, but it is worth playing. Like, it's so much fun just because it's not typical, and it works out pretty well, and no one knows about it at all. I mean, if you guys actually do know about this deck, then feel free to tell me what I could maybe add and not add to this deck, or take out. Because I'm always looking to improve my decks as well. Also, again, I run trade-ins because my Grinder Golems and my Lava Golems, an additional 2 cards, and I mean, yeah, I only ever need to use 1, to be honest, because of the whole Inferno. You literally use Inferno Tempest more than once, so it's a good way to draw more cards. I was pretty lucky to get 3 my Battle Chariot Locomotive guys, but he's filled up his field, and they're all super high attack. You can see that I'm reading the cards, because I've never really played against these cards before. So well done to my opponent for actually using a deck that I don't recognize. That's it was very different. I was pretty happy. I was also really glad I used that card in the end, as you'll soon see. I now draw Soul Absorption. Oh my god, I love that card so much. It is the sexiest card in this deck, and you'll see why, and you'll see exactly why this is a troll deck. I only run 1 of these because I believe that if I don't need more than 500 life points per card, and I believe if I drew 2 of them, it would just be a useless hand. I wanted it to run pretty fast paced, so right now I decide to go with the Needleworm because I need more life points. Right, I was getting excited myself. I need more life points, to use Inferno Tempest. So you can see by my movement in the game that I was getting pretty excited. So I was like, okay, right, I'll put that down. I'll have 5,000 life points next turn. Happy days. Inferno Tempest, baby, oh yeah, with soul absorption. Well done to this guy for not quitting. Right, like, I was thinking to myself, if this guy quits, I'm still going to upload this video anyway, because it kind of proves that you can be on the blink with this deck and still come back. And it kind of proves the moves that I was explaining during my deck editing video. So yeah, so I get rid of some cards out of this deck, the Needleworm, recover me some glorious life points. The only problem that I had right now is that I've got 13 cards in my deck. There's 3D Dynamites there, but and I've got one Necro Valley in my graveyard and one in my hand. So when I activate Inferno Tempest, which I actually forgot at this period of time, I'll be losing an additional 5 cards. There we go, I take 3,500 points of damage. I activate my Inferno Tempest. I'm just like, oh shit, it's going down! It's going down! And so yeah, it also gets rid of all the cards in your graveyard as well, and your opponent's graveyard. So I didn't really have that many cards left. It was all magic and craps really. So luckily enough, most of his cards were monster cards. This kind of evens up the decks a little bit, don't you think? Yeah, so considering he had 60 cards and I had 40, he had an additional 20 cards on top of me. I've been drawing all the way through the game. It's now he's the 14 cards, I'm the 10 cards. I can beat other decks with this deck as well, which is also pretty good. I once used Inferno Tempest on a Deckout deck, and we both got 0 cards in the end because there were so much Necro Valleys. It was just mad, and I just ended my turn, and that was it. It was pretty funny. 33 cards now removed from play. I was so lucky. Like in a second, like, oh wait, I'll explain it in a minute. But look at this. This is amazing. This is beautiful. It's got 8,000. I've got 8,000, and then Shazam! 18,500 life points. I'll be having those, thank you very much. I lose 1 DD Dynamite. I was lucky. I've got 5 cards left in my deck, 5 turns to survive with this many life points. I was pretty confident that I could survive 5 turns and be happy drawing 1 DD Dynamite in this game. So yeah, I do Lightning Vortex just in case I got some sort of good card, and that gives me a lot of life points in the end. So I was lucky there. Like I have to admit, like I could have easily gotten rid of 2 of my DD Dynamites, and I still would have lost. I would have probably still got a lot of points for this, but I would have still lost, and that would have been bad. So I've got 30,000 life points from 1,500 life points in 1 turn. There's my victory spin. Oh yeah. So yeah, he used Lightning Vortex as well. Not that it really bothered me because I was getting more life points, and he's got 5 turns, and I know that the countdown has begun. I don't know, I've never seen someone take off that many life points in 5 turns before. I mean, it could be possible, but considering I just destroyed this super mega awesome hand, I didn't think so. But most people actually run 1 Mystical Space Typhoon and 1 Heavy Storm. So if you can deck them out or use them, that's great. And there's my lovely genius of a card. 1 DD Dynamite is all it takes. I never ran this deck in doubles. If anyone out there wants to actually do doubles with this deck, if you wanted to copy this deck recipe, I'd be quite interested to know how that would work out. But anyway, I end my turn, and here comes the magic. Shazam! DD Dynamite. 13,800 life point damage. How I turned that around, I don't know. And 791 points in 1 game. Wow. Never had that much before in my life. But I hope you enjoyed this, and bye.